Doctor Who Legacy is a match 3 gems game from Tiny Rebel Games set in everyone's favourite Time Lord universe of Doctor Who. You'll be fighting Daleks, you'll be fighting Cybermen, you'll be fighting Angels, you'll be fighting the Silence, you'll be using your favourite companions from the game, and you'll be using your favourite Doctors from the show if you've got the special Ultimate Doctors pack from the Humble Bundle release. In this video I'm going to be giving you a brief overview to the game and talking you through all the strengths and advantages of each Doctor you might want to play with. So match gems, there's your first instruction. Get your finger, stick it on the screen, move those gems around and match them up in groups of 3 or more. As you match up certain colours, your characters will attack. And like I said in the introduction, if you match up the colour of that character, that colour will attack. You can also use special abilities. When you see your character flashing, tap on it, and it'll tell you what that ability does and hit accept if you want to use it. You've got all sorts of abilities such as extra damage, extra health, changing gem colours on the board, and loads of other special abilities as well. And they can be the turning point in particular games, as you can see here with these spoonhead villains being taken down. As you play, you'll pick up time fragments and crystals, as you saw there, which will help you unlock your extra abilities and upgrade characters. The Doctors themselves have special abilities too, and theirs tend to be even extra powerful. You can see that the War Doctor's there was to stun all enemies for 4 turns, which means I've got 4 turns of not being attacked. Keep watching that big pink bar in the middle of the screen. That is your health bar. If that reaches the bottom, you're dead. The game isn't just about blapping stuff though. There is lots of kind of plot lines and dialogues to kind of keep you entertained there as well, written by the wonderful Lee from Tiny Rebel Games. As you go through the game, you'll meet more and more of your friendly heroes from the show from so far season 7, season 6, season 5. There's some Torchwood characters in there and classic Doctors and companions throughout the whole show, including Sarah Jane, K9, and some wonderful other ones as well. Whenever you complete a level, hopefully you'll upgrade some of your characters or level them up. When you've leveled them up, make sure you then go into what's called your TARDIS, where you can see the upgrade buttons, and you can actually kind of increase their damage or their health and things like that. And you'll also see at the end of each level any time fragments you've picked up, which is what you actually need to kind of take your character to the next level, which is very important as well. When you're actually going to play in the game, try if possible to not just go for one combo but multiple combos. The more combos you can get in one turn, the better. You'll see I got very lucky here and managed to put together a massive 12 combo, and just look at the amount of damage that my team is doing, especially from the War Doctor on the left hand side, taking out the entire wave of enemies in one go. Huzzah! But of course there is a huge range of enemies in this game. Little ones, easy ones, but also very, very hard ones. And I think looking at the size of this particular snowman, we'll step away just for now and show you about what all the other Doctors in the game can do to help you fight the baddies. The chances are you'll have a team that looks fairly similar to mine close to the beginning of the game. The drop rates for characters, that means the chances of you unlocking new characters are very high early on, and so you'll find yourself with a nice spread of characters within the first few levels. But you'll soon find yourself with more characters than you can deal with, or than you can use in one time, and you can swap them out simply by coming into the button here that says Team, going into Edit Team Members, and then you can click each character and swap it out to anyone else that you want to. But you can also swap out the Doctors, and if you've bought the Humble Bundle pack, you'll have 10 Doctors to choose between. And to swap your Doctor, you simply click on the Doctor picture at the top in the team, and then go down to the bottom and select the Doctor that you would like. And what I'm going to do now is quickly talk you through some of the strengths of each of the Doctors that you have got your hands on. So to have a look at each of the characters in a little bit more detail, you come back to the main menu, click on TARDIS, and then flip your way across to this. And this gives you more details on the companions, any items you've picked up, which helps you upgrade those characters. And you can also come down to each kind of Doctor as well, and you can double click on them, and you can have a look at what they've got by clicking the profile button. Now you'll notice that Doctors have no particular abilities. That's because their abilities are set by their level and by the teammates that that they go with. So, for example, if I go back into the TARDIS again and look at the companions and click on K9, you'll see that K9 quite clearly has some abilities here: 904 HP, 1,407 attack. So he's got abilities, and I can upgrade those characters by playing with them. So, for example, here his attack is 30, and by clicking the plus button, I can increase it by 1. Which means he's a little bit more powerful, and by clicking confirm, I can upgrade that. But the Doctors don't have that. And if we come back into there, you can see that it quite clearly says here that the Doctor's attributes are calculated by team. And you can see it in the white text there. So by putting your Doctor with a more powerful team, the Doctor himself becomes more powerful. But what do they actually do? Well, the 11th Doctor is a blue character, which means he's going to be very good in the levels against the dinosaurs early on. And the 11th Doctor has his superpowers are a damage ability. He'll deal 5,000 damage or 10,000 damage depending on how many combos, that means how many lines you get at one time, in the game. To completely balance that, though, a very different style of Doctor would be the 10th Doctor. He's a red Doctor, which means you can play him with a completely different set of teams, or vary the characters that you're using with him. And he is a healer, which means that once you've got the required amount of combos with him, you can heal your team for 2,000 HP, which is a massive boost, especially early on. And also his requirements to heal are lower as well, depending on how much you have upgraded him. Going back in time, let's go to the 9th Doctor. Now, he is a black Doctor, which means that he pairs up very nicely with characters like Porridge and K9 if you've got him. And he also is a healer, but he does it in a slightly different way. He heals allies for 70% of their max HP, and you'll also notice that every character's ability has a name which relates to something that they might have said in the show. So, for example, his ability is known as Air from My Lungs, and I think another one of his abilities is known as Everybody Lives. But the Doctor Who Legacy team have worked really hard to make sure that the powers are named in such a way that you really feel like you're playing with that character from the show. And you'll notice here there's a little biography of every Doctor, and indeed every character in the game as well, which you can enjoy reading through. Now, one thing I did miss out is costumes, but we'll come to that in a minute when we get to the 3rd Doctor. Let's continue going back in time. The controversial Doctor, the War Doctor. Now, this is a very powerful Doctor. He's a red Doctor in terms of gem ability, and his ability, as we saw in the round earlier, is to stun all enemies for 4 turns. Now, you'll notice there that there's 2 abilities. The way that works is you get the first ability after a certain number of combos and the second ability after more combos. So if you want to use that first ability, dealing 30 damage, you have to use it by the time you've got to the first number of combos, but before you get to the second number of combos. So to give you an example, supposing the first ability needs 30 combos, you need to use it while you're between 30 and 45 combos, because if you wait until 45 combos, you'll get the second ability. They're both great abilities. Stunning all enemies for 4 turns can be an absolute game changer if used at the right time. And how do you know when you can use the abilities? Well, the image will flash. There'll be the first ability, it'll have the slow white background flash that all characters have, and if it's the full ability, the whole Doctor will have this kind of sparkly background to it. Now let's head over to the 8th Doctor, the Paul Mcgann Doctor, the TV movie Doctor. Now he's a bit more specific, like you might use him in certain circumstances. He's black again, which means he fits very nicely in a team again with K9 and Porridge, and that pairs up nicely with a blue and black team is a nice combo. And if you're not sure what I mean by that, do go and check out my other strategy videos. He heals allies for 10,000 HP for his main ability, but his secondary ability, the one you get earlier on, is Cure Poison. There are certain enemies in this game that will poison your team, which means you'll drain health very, very quickly, and he will cure you of that. Now, we talked about the change outfit button here. When you play the game, you'll unlock characters, but you'll also unlock costumes for your companions and for your Doctors, and this is where you change them. So, for example, the costume that we've got that I was using there is actually his more or less his regeneration costume, but I can change him to something a little bit more familiar from the the actual kind of the TV movie that he was in, and so you can really customize your team to your favorite, not just your favorite characters, but actually your favorite episodes of those favorite characters, which is a brilliant level of customizability. And if you've got any suggestions for costumes, then get in touch with the Doctor Who Legacy team, because they really do respond to your feedback and often hold little polls for what costume or what character you'd like to see in the game next. Continuing back in time, we're going to go to the 7th Doctor, who I have to say is probably my Doctor. He's one of the few so far to be green. In fact, he was the first Doctor that was green, and I actually think he's a really powerful character. He's got a good set of stats when you pair him up with other characters, and look at this. He deals 11,000 damage to the target enemy. So not all enemies, which is what the Matt Smith Doctor did, but to a specific enemy. So when you get to the end of a mission and you've got that the boss right at the end, he's a good one to fire lots of damage in. Now let me just say something on this. If your Doctor isn't doing 11,000 damage, that probably means that your Doctor is a different level. Let me show you what I mean. You see underneath where it says the 7th Doctor at the top, there are 4 stars. That means that my Doctor, this Doctor, is level 4, and you can see there it says at max level at the top. You upgrade your Doctors by coming again into the profile buttons, and you can see there are buttons there that says instant upgrade and upgrade. By playing the game, you unlock crystals and fragments. If you have the right amount of fragments, you can then upgrade that Doctor. Let me just show you that with an example of our next Doctor, which is this is the 6th Doctor, the Colin Baker Doctor. You'll see there that he's rank 2 stars, and he still needs to be upgraded. I could instant upgrade him by using time crystals, which you can unlock through the game, or you can buy with real world money, or I could upgrade him with time fragments and you found it. And you can see I haven't quite got enough to be able to do that yet. I've got enough yellows, I've got enough pinks, but I don't have enough blacks yet. So that's another thing you can do by kind of replaying levels and by farming levels in the fan area. You can get your characters to be more powerful. And yes, you upgrade companions and you upgrade Doctors, so you're going to be farming a lot of fragments to get your teams up to speed, but once you do, you've got yourself a very powerful force to be reckoned with. The 6th Doctor, of course, his ability is to wear lots of different colours all at the same time, but even on top of that, he poisons his target. That means that, like we said earlier with the poison, he will damage an enemy not a huge amount per turn, but over a course of 5 turns will take a significant chunk of their health off. And actually, if you're facing a big powerful enemy, or it's a color that your team doesn't do very well against, which is another tutorial for another time, but for example, a blue team or a team with lots of blue characters won't do very well against a red enemy, then using something like poison, where they kind of health comes down automatically over turns, might actually do you a favor. Let's go back to Doctor number 5, who isn't yet out, but he's coming along soon, we hope. Doctor number 4, the famous one, is still not in the game, but may well be in the future, because they're taking their time to kind of release these things to kind of, keep us coming back for more, and why not? We don't want all our presents at once. Then that takes us back to Doctor number 3, the 3rd Doctor, who is busy reversing the polarity as we speak. His ability, Venusian Aikido. He converts Weeping Angel stone gems to pink gems. There's nasty enemies in this game, and some of them have specific abilities. Some of them lock up your gems board. Some of them turn your board to stone, which is this, and this Doctor can turn them back. He also can deal 15% damage to the enemy's current HP, and there have recently been a whole load of costumes coming out for this particular Doctor. So check for codes, both on the Doctor Who Legacy website. Sign up for the newsletter. They often put codes there, but the best place to get codes and new costumes may well be the live stream show that I do with them every week. Every Thursday at 9 p.m. At 8 p.m. UK time, we do a live show, and we have loads of giveaways of costumes and characters and access to the fan area, which if you go and check out another of my videos, I describe in detail exactly what is in there. Back to our 2nd Doctor, Mr. Troughton. You'll see his wonderful little flute playing abilities and his power abilities. I don't like it. Now, this is a powerful ability. He can increase green gems 5% damage. He can convert red and blue gems gems to green, which doubles up on extra abilities. Now, some of these abilities are subject to change as the game kind of develops. You know, they do kind of adjust abilities from time to time. So depending on when you watch this video, there might have been little tweaks here and there. And that brings us back to the original William Hartnell, the first Doctor, who is a blue character again, which nicely kind of frames the Time Lord legacy, as both the 11th and the first are blue, and he can cure, stun, and unlock all gems. Remember what I was saying earlier about enemy attacks? If your board gets locked up, meaning little kind of little jail cells have been placed around your gems and you can't even move them, this Doctor can get you out of that jam. So there's loads of choices, loads of difficult team selections for you to make, but you can't really go wrong as long as you've got a decently balanced team. And by that I mean a team that has probably got a range of different colors in it. You're probably going to find that you're going to do okay. However, once you start getting more advanced, you can start doing things like I've done here with what are called duo color teams or tricolor teams, where you specialize a bit. You know, you decide to emphasize one ability over another. But if you want to get to advanced tactics, you're going to need to check out my other tutorials. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this introduction interesting. If you did buy the Humble Bundle, thank you for supporting charity and Tiny Rebel Games and just Doctor Who in general. Don't forget about our live streams on Thursdays at 8 PM. I promise that you will love it and you will not regret coming along. The address for that you'll see in the description at the end. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.